After the Prime Minister made his announcement, within 24 hours we had stood up our project management office. We actually picked the people that we needed, the right people, and got them in very quickly to start our planning. The pre-deployment training was critical to the success of the project once again, because it was at that stage that first of all we introduced all the people who'd been selected to deploy overseas. We were able to introduce them to a number of topics like putting on their personal protective equipment, about security, and really give them information about what they were volunteering for. And we thought that was really important, not only for us, because we wanted to make sure that we were sending the right people, but also for them, that they knew that this was what they wanted to do. It's important that at Aspen Medical that we get all the right people together. So we make it our business to make sure that we get subject matter experts, health experts, security experts, experts on the treatment of Ebola Virus Disease, by making sure we bring them in from all around the world. But having defence at our core, then that really helps us when we're doing our standing up the operation, when we're doing our planning, and when we're doing our delivery, because it's second nature to a lot of those people. That's what they've done all their life.
Back home in Australia, throughout the West, anyone who went to these areas and then came back home, there would always be the risk that they would bring that virus home, and it might be at random. It might affect a hospital in Queensland or New South Wales, and then secondarily infect a healthcare worker in that environment. We simply cannot allow that to happen. So it's in the interests of everybody in the world to bring this epidemic to a halt.
I volunteered because I believe that where you live shouldn't determine whether you live. I'm lucky enough to live in Australia and have the skills, have been given the skills and taught the skills to be able to go over there and help. So I believe it's the right thing to do.
I've had a mixed response from my family and my friends. They're obviously concerned. They're worried that obviously I could get Ebola and die. I've reassured them that I think that's a small risk and that we're very well prepared. But some are supportive and some are saying, well, we understand, we'd rather you didn't go, John, but we understand. So no one's sort of said, you're bloody stupid. They might think that, but at least they've been polite enough not to tell me.
L'Afrique est pleine de tristesse, de voir nos familles mourir. Ne touchons pas nos malades, ne touchons pas nos mourants. Tout le monde est en danger. Les jeunes et les anciens, il faut agir pour nos familles. Ebola, Ebola, invisible enemy. Ebola, Ebola, invisible enemy. Ebola, Ebola, invisible enemy. Ebola, Ebola. Ebola, tu es notre ennemi.
Some of the team have gone on to Calhoun to stay at the MSF Ebola Treatment Centre and get some real-time experience in the red zone. The rest of us have come back to Freetown. We're going to start to set up our own Ebola Treatment Centre and to start to train the national staff. The momentum of this mission is beginning to accelerate. It's getting more exciting. It's getting more challenging. Let's see what happens in the next week or two.
It's nice to see doctors doing manual labour.
Come a hell of a long way in the last couple of weeks. I think it's a great relief for all of us to be opening now. We are incredibly excited. Just little bit nervous. It's going to be a great day.
We're currently finalising a few little things in regards to some maintenance around some air conditioning and the gate. So it's given everyone a little bit of time to be even more anxious and more nervous because we don't get that first patient just yet. We're all tired. The Australians have done a great effort, the Nationals have done a great effort, but we're kind of strangely excited.
Thank you, Australia!
Thank you, Sierra Leone! How are you?
Thank you.
Are you happy, man?
Very, very happy.
We are also very, very happy for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No, it is
all your efforts, I appreciate.
It is our pleasure. Thank you so much for letting us have Aminata in our lives as well. She's a beautiful, beautiful girl.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I think that our contribution and the contribution of the Australian government has been significant. There's 35 survivors, but it's beyond that. There's we've had a large number of deaths. I'm very confident that the way that we've managed people, as well as treating them with dignity and assisting them die in comfort, where we've had to do that, we've also stopped those people from infecting other people. One contact, one death can result in another 50 infections. So there are countless people that I believe we've stopped from contracting Ebola.
When the children die, that's been very difficult, and it's not just when they die, it's that we then have to take their body out. So when we go into to retrieve a body, we have to disinfect the whole area. We have to disinfect the body itself by spraying them with chlorine and then lifting them into a body bag. And putting a little child into a little child's body bag really stops you. We don't just put them into one body bag, we put them into 2 body bags, and then we carry them out to the mortuary. So I think that's probably been the most challenging time for me in this mission.
Ebola just has a way of, I don't know, making the children even sicker. I mean, we've had some great miracles here. We've had 2 children, 4 years of age, that have survived, which, you know, I attribute to good care, and maybe a bit of luck, but good care. I've developed my own little techniques to try and deconstruct, you know, the emotional traumas. We're very fortunate that Aspen have been very supportive in our support. We have a mental health nurse with us. We have access to an independent counsellor should we need it.
Since we've been here, we've refined our PPE, or personal protective equipment, so that now we are super safe. I think everybody going in here, probably the safest place that we feel is when we're fully in PPE and we're going in there. And if you ask around the staff, you'll say they all feel safe.
There are a significant number of components that come together so that we can deliver healthcare, and it's everything that you can think of. It's about making sure that we have the right sort of PPE, whether it's face masks or gloves, they need to be here. So there's the whole logistics component to it. It's making sure we can get our staff to site. So it's about having a fleet of vehicles, managing those vehicles the right place, the right time, making sure that they're serviced. It's about our national staff, so working with that agency to get the right skill mix, to train people up, to have them here again on time, to feed people on site. In February we were averaging over 600 meals a day. It is absolutely about that synchronisation to set the conditions, to look after people that really need help right now.
I must admit that when we started, I think everybody was anxious, you know, are we ready, can we really cope? And I can say in retrospect that we have just come such a long way that we were ready, that we couldn't have done really much more than we could at the time. But we've come such a long way in that, in learning about Ebola, in gaining experience on Ebola, and just being well supported by Aspen. So that has been a wonderful process, and now where we are is so much higher. And slowly we've just gained experience and gained confidence, so that we are now treating the Ebola far more aggressively. Our greatest asset, the greatest thing that we've seen, is our national staff. When they have just blossomed. When we opened, people would hardly touch the patients, they were so scared. They have just been like sponges to gain their knowledge and the experience. And they are now just so capable and so competent that that allows us to do far more with our patients, and that's been one of the great joys of being here.
My highlight of being here, I must say, was probably 2 of the children that survived. Well, 2 children and 2 of the ladies that survived. So I did get to shake my booty on the outside with Mariachi, and I promised her that. And I promised to dance with Hawa. And 2 of the kids, Abdul, who survived, he was 4, Abdul Manas, and Abdul survived the other day, who was 7. So we did do a horse piggyback to the gate out. So that kind of made my day, and it made his, because he's been looking at me and I've been dancing with him in there. And yeah, there's really good positives, and yeah, my kids are really supportive of me being here, so that's probably really one of the positives for me too. I mean, I look down at our survivor board, which is just down the back of the camp, and I can see 34 hands on there, and that's 34 hands that may not have made it there without our care. And I know definitely of at least 5 that would never have made it there without almost 24/7 care. So yeah, I do think we made a difference, and in the big picture, any little difference will actually assist Africa. So.